Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Shining Empathy. My name is Joel, and this is your weekly reading for November 7th to November 13th, 2016. So, usual routine. I'm actually going to come back to using my Energy Oracle cards again. Same thing, strength, heart, and challenge. Now, one of the trends I noticed this week, maybe you felt it too, was conflict. Conflict kept coming up everywhere. Even just last night, going for a walk, people screaming and yelling at each other everywhere. You couldn't go anywhere without feeling yourself literally being attacked energetically. It was just, no matter who I talked to, it seemed that there was some level or layer of conflict in what they were dealing with. So for whatever reason, that was just in the air, and it was kind of intense. So I hope you all survived that and are unscathed on this side of it. And hopefully it maybe will subside this week, but let's go ahead and see what we're in for the week ahead. So I'm going to set the intention. This is for anyone who's watching this video, that they get some messages out of it for the week ahead. What do we need to know? Okay, I'm going to pop the camera down here for you. Perfect. Put that in the way there. Okay, so in our strength spot, yin and yang. All right. So this tells me that this card upright tends to be more passive energies. Not necessarily anything aggressive. We're not taking any physical action. I think this is kind of like a rest card this week. It means that it's time to just sort of reflect. There is another card that would come up if it literally meant rest and restore. But I think what this means is it's more just inner work. I feel like this might have come up recently in one of my other readings, and just kind of like about the inner work that we're doing right now and the heart work that we seem to have been challenged with. But yeah, it seems that it's not necessarily outer action that we're doing, it's more inner stuff. More of that passive energy, going inward, dealing with that kind of landscape. Okay? In our heart spot, attachment again. So this has been coming up a lot, and this is just about taking off the mask of who we think we are and what we think we are, and seeing what truly lies underneath, getting a better glimpse of who and what we truly are. So we all have an attachment to something of what we think we are and what we think we're capable of. And in our heart position this week, I think that just means that we're being asked to really get in touch with who we are and what we feel in our hearts. And the thing about being up in our heads is that even our brains have two hemispheres. We can't really do anything in our minds without making a list of pros and cons, this and that, good and bad, negative, positive. It's always this dualistic way of thinking. But our hearts they only have one way of feeling about something. If our hearts want to do something or don't, it's usually just black and white. It only gets muddy when our heads get into it. So get in touch with what's going on in your hearts and take off the mask of who you think you are and get down to who and what you truly are. Like, peel it back. If you think that you're defined by what you do, think harder. Like, go much deeper than that. Get in touch with your passions, your feelings. It's very tied to this inner landscape. I don't think this has much to do with doing any outer work as far as activities go. I think this is literally just going inside this week and figuring out who we are. Because our hearts need that right now. Okay? Our hearts are asking us to do that. Let's see what's in our challenge spot. I don't often see this come up in challenge, but it seems like we might be having some family issues this week. Just challenges trying to keep communication open with family, or maybe just in our minds not seeing the happy family. Whatever the case, some challenges around family this week, okay? So don't be surprised if those pop up. Everything passes like any storm, okay? So it's not anything that I'm foreseeing here that's going to be not fixable or amendable. It's just a matter of challenges on the family front and or seeing the happy family picture, all right? Because this does very much paint here's a great big happy family, look at them just walking down the beach holding hands with the rainbow. It's almost sickening how happy it is. But ultimately, I think it just means that maybe we're having a challenge with this picture itself and seeing ourselves and our family this way. All right? So, and just as a side note here, just because we can't see things a certain way doesn't mean that deep down that's not what we have, right? I think ultimately what this says, especially because this card ultimately just kind of means that family is family, and they're there for you, they support you. And whether that be blood or not depends on every person, of course. But ultimately, regardless of what turmoil or issues come up in our family, like they stick around if they're really family. So, okay? And I think that's it, guys. So I'm going to pan the camera back up here. Guess that's good. So that's your weekly reading. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please go ahead and like my video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shining Empathy. And if you want, you can check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Shining Empathy. And until next time, everyone, love and light to you all. Bye for now.